muster up another song. 'Cause you might wake up tomorrow without a home. Then ask yourself wide awake, now she's gone, gone, gone. And why don't you give it a try? Let yourself go out at night. I will know it's not as scary, no, as you believe. Put your heart out on the line so you can breathe, breathe. Why don't you join me up on the hill? There's a place up there where we can make it real, real, real. It's not because I fell in love with you and you and you. It's simply that you've got something to do. If you decide to answer me no, 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 I'll stand back and wave at you as you go, go, go. I cannot let you fall away, 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 without having one last song to play. Let it play.
Folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show. We're here in Sausalito, California. It feels like I've been here before. I was last night. And it's great to be back with a total originalist and a totally authentic musician. And somebody who's been figuring it out on the bandstand for years. Kate Gaffney, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show.
Thank you.
I just want you to talk to cats out there. I mean, if I read correctly, you were conforming to society at one point as a social worker.
Wow, yes, you did.
I did. No, I mean, it's right there. But I mean, I want you to talk about specifically the calling, the music. Did the music find you?
It did. Definitely did. I went to. Well, it did. How far back shall I go? I left for high school for Penn State University, and I had a broken heart and all that stuff. And I started playing guitar. Learned how to play guitar in the dorms and
the Nittany Lions.
The Nittany Lions, yes. So I started playing guitar in college just to have fun and mend a broken heart and enjoy it. I never really wrote songs or anything until after I left college, and I did my last semester of college. I came out to San Francisco. I had the opportunity to come to California for my internship, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to California." Went there, and then there was a coworker of mine. She played music all the time. And I was like, "Wow, this is so beautiful." Got into playing more for fun, and then I ended up getting a job in Sacramento County for child protection. So I did child protection, social work for a year, and was like, wow, I was like stressed out. It's a big job, especially at 21, just walking into people's homes and saying, "Hey, let me tell you what to do with your life." So
it is tough business. But I guess this is what I want to talk about is that the idea of the desire.
So I guess I should. So I'm rambling, but
no, it's fine.
So a coworker said to me, "Hey, let's go check out our friend's son. He's playing music down at the Blue Lamp in Sacramento." I was like, "All right, sure, let's do it." And it was Jackie Green. That's her son. So we went and saw him play. And I was like, "Whoa, what am I doing with my life? This is amazing." So I was really just inspired and called to continue with the music that I was doing, and then I just started writing songs and realized, dang, I have my whole life ahead of me. I want to help these children, these families, but I think writing songs, and my first song was about a family that I worked with, and I just kind of realized that my life was, I was called by the music, absolutely.
Can you talk about how hard it is to break away from the conformist society that we live in? Was that difficult for you, or did you just make it? I mean, because there's people that say she's out of her mind.
No, it was really easy for me at
That's
that time.
good.
Well, I was like
That's good.
22. I was like, what am I doing living in a cookie cutter apartment? Like,
Sacramento's got, you needed to loosen up that town anyway.
it was actually Folsom, technically, where I was living at the time. But yeah, no, it was easy for me then because I was so young and it was before, today's time. So
Part of the mysticism of my show is there's only two letters that separate magic and music. And when you first started to really regularly play on the bandstand, did you have experiences where you actually left your physical body?
Yeah, I usually have my eyes closed. I realize when I look at pictures and I realize I don't know if I've ever actually thought about it at the time. Probably if I did lose my physical body, I didn't know it.
Some cats, and this has nothing to do with drugs or anything. I mean, there's cats that never did drugs in their life, but they were fatigue would set in after exhausting stuff, and they'd wind up seeing themselves on the side of the stage, but they were really playing.
Oh.
So I'm just wondering, about the transcendental quality of the music. I mean, you take your music out. So ultimately, how do you access your multidimensional self?
Can I look away for this question?
Yeah. That's why you got to contemplate that.
How do I?
I'm just saying because I'm done with the formula trip. I definitely don't want pacification. I want to burn. So the idea of the soul. How did you connect with the soul of music as opposed to just getting up there and playing something formulaic every time the same way?
I guess I don't see it, I just feel it and I am it.
Can you talk about the feeling?
It feels... See, I'm feeling it right now. I can't talk about the feeling now.
It's words don't describe it. Did that happen after Child Protective Services, or was that happening? I mean, were you dabbling in music before that?
Yeah, it didn't. I don't think it's happened. I don't know. Again, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if you feel free to play a tune. I mean, if you feel inspired, take people. People are having a ball watching Kate Gaffney.
Hey guys, what's up?
We're live in studio here in a beautiful.
Should I do one of my transcendental songs? Yeah. I will do a song that I wrote when I was years later. I moved back to Philly, and I was just playing with. I was actually playing with a lot of great people, and I just wanted to. I just felt like I need some help. I need some angels somewhere out there coming to help me, come sweep me away, and that's what this song is about.
That's what I'm talking about. It's the angels.
So I think it's the songs, they come out. My multi-dimensional self comes out in the songs. It's called "Falling for the Road." It's the folk version of this. look above. Until that day, I love only the sound. Always stays true, barely does me wrong, and so I pray, good angel, please touch down, split me up on the stage. Pray, good angel, hear my sounds, whisper me far away. 'Cause I've fallen for the road. I've fallen for the road. I've fallen for the road. For the road. And what it knows.
Beautiful in-studio performance here. I feel like we're in Fantasy Records right now, but
It just happened, by the way. What you asked me earlier.
I know. You know, there's a lot of older cats that get very resentful because they're studio musicians and the phone's ringing off the hook for a long time, and then the phone stops ringing, and they become very resentful and bitter because their ego, they believe that they are fully responsible for the music that they created, whatever that is. Did you get an understanding at a certain point that you were merely a conduit for the music coming through you? And can you explain when that dawned on you?
I've always felt, well, I know music healed me, like in many ways. Music healed me in many ways, and so I knew from the very get-go that it was a conduit. To me, it's God. To me, it's love. It's this outside force that definitely flows through me, and I don't feel like I'm creating it, but it's coming through me, and I'm not sure when, but always.
You talk about a healing experience, how music healed. You give an example of how it healed you.
It's healed a broken heart. It's healed. I feel like it heals other people when I feel like other people are at least enjoying, and not just enjoying it, but it's very symbiotic. You know, for me, like when I'm playing on stage, the audience is giving back to me as much as I'm giving to them. And when I'm in the audience, because I was a music fan before I was a music player, and I feel like it's this full cycle of love. Music is love, I truly believe.
You've been on both sides of the collective consciousness. Music is about raising the collective consciousness. So you have to go there first as a musician before the audience does. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is, could you give an example of how you learned to get out of your own way playing music? How'd you get out of your own ego's way?
I don't know.
I love that you answered, I don't know.
I took a break for a little while. I think once it's funny, the business side kind of gets on you.
The racket.
And it's like, oh, now I have to like do this and promote. This was back, when I was pushing really hard, and then I just got burnt out on the idea of like, what am I doing? Am I doing this? Why am I I don't want to promote, I just want to play music. And then when it just felt like the only way to do it is to keep promoting, I was like, I just took a break, hiatus, and coming back into it, I'm doing it again for the love and for the spiritual aspect of it, and for doing what I feel like I am called to do on this earth. And that's wild to like say that, and I hope it doesn't sound pretentious because it's not. But there's like, I could be a social worker, which I feel like music is social work, or I could be a bartender, which is again social work. But these are these are my three trades, So I figure might as well stick with music because it really does make it just feels it's why I'm here. I truly believe.
Was it the branding component of the biz? I mean, were they trying to brand you and put you in some box? You're really not a person that you can put in a box musically.
I think for me it's all like during the dawn of everything's shifted from before digital age to digital age. And I grew up, in high school we had a couple computers, but we still had typewriting class, So I'm like in that stuck between
word processing,
the digital world, yeah, exactly, and the analog world. And I kind of I always felt like I should have been born in the 60s or whatever. So for me, it was always like, oh, this is not what I want from music. I want to just play music to play music. And then MySpace was cool, I got that. And but now I'm realizing, people are still connecting via, all being digital. So
we're doing it right now.
We're doing it right now. Yeah. But for me, it was like, okay. So I did have to kind of get away from the like, okay, what is happening here? And now I realize that I am in this world today, and I can't change the fact that it is what it is, and I can't change who I am. So I just have to be.
But I just think it's important for you to talk to younger musicians, cats that are searching authenticity. Like, how do you approach the music in general? I mean, is it all music? Did you come from the Duke Ellington School, and also was the producer or whoever was branding you? Were they like, we have to put you in a folk bag, we got to put you in this bag?
Well, I know I never actually had any real branding or. I've had a producer or two, but I've always stuck with people that I love and, appreciate, who trust me and I trust them and I can be myself. So all along I've always felt like I could be myself. I never tried to go mainstream. I never figured, I gotta do this in order to be, I don't want fame and fortune. I just want to be happy living like the life that I feel, we all should do. So I never felt, I maybe made some wrong turns here and there by, I don't know, I don't think I made any wrong turns, but thinking about it now, I never really wanted to succumb to a bag or a genre, and I still don't. So I'm happy to think that I can just be me. I used to go by Just Kate. That was my stage name. When I first started playing, I was like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "I play music." Well, what's your genre? I'm like, "Just Kate." So I don't know. I guess I still feel that way. So that's why I don't have much of a career, man. But so no,
you have a career, and people are having a ball watching you play and talk. But you are from the city of brotherly love, and obviously we're from the same peer group. So I mean, a lot of cats were exposed to black music, rap music. But when did you first come across authentic rhythm and blues and black music in Philadelphia?
I don't know. I didn't go out to see much music in Philadelphia.
Even on the record player? I mean, when did you tap into the soul music?
I mean, I guess I never really thought about whether it was black music or otherwise. And I guess, so I don't know. I mean, I listened to all types of music growing up.
It's just the Philly sound,
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm not I guess I didn't. Really
I'm trying to say, some cats, they'd walk in and see, they'd get their minds blown by some amazing jazzer.
I did go to Ortlieb's, was the first place I ever went to.
Yo, I mean, let me tell you, the jalapeno poppers there are the best. I saw Mickey Roker there. I saw Sid Simmons. I love.
So that's what it was. I'll tell you.
You went to. I want to hear the Ortlieb story because that is my favorite bar in Philadelphia.
Well, it's classic.
It's no longer there. I think. I don't know.
And I have a song to follow it up to, which is funny. So
beautiful.
I went to I went out with a friend on a little whatever. I was 17, so I wasn't allowed to go to Ortlieb's. But of course, everybody's like, we can go to Ortlieb's because they don't card.
Ortlieb's.
All right, we're going to Ortlieb's.
I love
it.
And
it was a great, jazz band and cats, and it was. I guess maybe that was my first time of actually seeing live music, soul music, jazz music, right there in Philadelphia. And I remember, went there with some friends, and all of a sudden, somebody's buying me a drink from a table over. I'm like, it turned out to be our friend that I used to go to the beach with, in Cape May, New Jersey. He was just he knows I wasn't of age. And I'm doing a mind eraser, because my friend Jim Davignon, I was like, this is so weird. Anyway, and then.
Well, my best friends from Cherry Hill, we used to drive over the Ben Franklin Bridge, go right off to Ortlieb's, and the best jalapeno poppers. Mickey Roker used to crush it there. But I mean, the idea of I wanted you to talk about. I'm obsessed with time feel too, and I would like to ask you the first time you actually played with a trap set drummer, and whether you enjoy playing. What kind of time feel do you have, and how easy was it to transition to play with a trap set?
I feel like when I first started playing with a full band with a drummer, it was it kept me really. It helped me stay in rhythm. Even today, I'm I probably lose rhythm at times.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but it definitely felt okay, this is good. I got this person there to help dial me in and stay rhythmically connected. When was the first time? I think it was my first gig. It was all in Philadelphia at the old Grape Street pub. And I guess his name was Brian Flanagan, who played my first real band gig. I've had a revolving cast of awesome players play with me over the years, and yeah, it was cool. It was just all right, this is a different thing than just playing my
When you go, the
folk
Kate
songs.
Gaffney band, KGB, has a revolving door of authentic cats, but do you try to keep the drummer the same, or do you? I mean, that's interesting that if you have to keep switching up the drummer.
Well, I haven't really been playing many band gigs lately.
Solo gigs, you're just being
Yeah,
yourself.
but I do love the band. I love all the people that play with me. And lately, Dale Fanning has been the latest drummer I've been playing with more consistently. And it was really special. The past few years, I've been playing consistently with the same players, which is the first time I've ever had that experience. Because usually we used to do this thing called the kitchen sink at the Connecticut Yankee. And it was just like whoever was available, and it was great. And then oftentimes it was Dave Brogan was the regular drummer. And then so I have had 3 drummers in the past 10 years that have been pretty consistent, which have been great. So I haven't revolved too much with the drummers, but definitely drummers have been an interesting thing prior to those 3 awesome cats that I have had the pleasure to work with. Yeah.
Can you just talk about your intentions for playing music? Is it to touch people's hearts?
Yeah, and it's also to touch and to feel whole and healed and like a full person. So it's selfish, I guess, in that sense, but it also, if I am touching other people, that is like extra. It's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's about being a whole human, and if other people are feeling whole in that moment too, I think we're definitely getting somewhere.
Well, that's the other thing that I wanted to ask you about is, I mean, we have only been around for 4 decades or so, but how do you think the significance of music has changed in our culture?
Well, I still listen to the music that I listened to when I was 17, which was like, you know.
Well, no, what I'm talking about is the
today.
idea. No, it's not. What I'm saying is the idea of not seeing a musician as a profession, but as music is a musician's gift to the world. So therefore, you can play for the door, or you can play for free. That to me is very antithetical, because music is unquantifiable.
It's true.
And we live in a data-driven society, so if you can't quantify it, all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's just your gift to the world. You can play for the door, or you can play for free. And
or free beer.
Free beer and chicken. But I just want you to I want you to give an authoritative shout out to a musician as a profession.
I always talk about this with my friends. There was once a day and age where musicians were supported by the community. They were artisans, they were craftsmen, they were just yet another person contributing to society. And I've noticed that has changed a lot, in the sense that it is like a pay to play or have free beer, and this guy will play, so we can't pay you because this guy will do it. And so that's been, yes, I do it for the love and for all of that, but there is, we do have to make a living in order to live. Unless it was back in the day of the Renaissance, people, or the society supported the people who were helping them with their,
Well, Dizzy and Miles were never millionaires, but they were treated with respect because people saw their genius.
Right, I do feel that, that maybe there has been I feel like a lack of respect towards musicians who play for the sake of the song and for the sake of the people and the sake of the world. But yeah, I feel like we should get back to that day when, musicians are
it's a profession.
patronized.
Yeah, it's not your gift to the world. You want
both. And then people saw it as that, so they were like, "Hey, you can live. You don't have to starve. You can eat and hang out." And I don't know. I just feel it's definitely different.
You want to play your Ortlieb's inspired tune?
Oh, my Ortlieb's inspired tune. Yeah, this is the Ortlieb's 17-year-old inspired tune. Probably shouldn't have been there that night with the guy either, but here we go. My friend D asked me, please, won't you come and meet my squeeze? He is fine and oh so divine. Swear I never meant to make him mine. Just so happened on my way home from work, and I saw his face. He ran out in front of my car. I almost hit him, and then he and Sue was a few good months, loving and boozing, both acting crazy, raising hell. I thought I might love him, just couldn't tell. We wasted our nights out on the beach, and we'd wake in the morning, sand in our sheets. The whiskey was sour, the liquor was hard. We bickered like street cats until he started kissing me, begging me to be my girl. And I said, let's give it a whirl. What I was about to ensue. Didn't I do that verse already?
No.
I think I lost myself.
Good.
Did I do that verse?
No,
already?
no.
Really? I only did one verse? I did? Okay, good. Okay. 7 years have passed us on by, and I can't lie, I still think of him, wonder what he's doing and where he's been. So I called him on up to see him again. Still, he's just this corporate whore, sporting in a suit, even in the score, playing the game by laying his cards. But I know he's still the same boy who started kissing me, begging me to be my girl.
Yeah.
My final question for you is the 4 L's on my program are leadership, love, life, and lineage. And I'd like you to talk about your concept of leadership on the bandstand and what are the most important qualities of leadership. Please answer the question.
Showing love.
How do you show love on the bandstand, non-verbally especially?
By, I think, like losing yourself in the spirit, in the movement of what's going on around us, and feeling, hearing, and sharing the music with everybody, the players and with the audience, and myself, I guess.
Who are some of the leaders that you have played with that have you ever actually played as an accompanist, or you've always been a leader?
No, it's funny, I like putting this out to the world, even though I'm Kate Gaffney and I'm always like the Kate Gaffney thing.
KGB, yeah.
I really do, like I'm ready to be in a band with other people that would take my contributions as an equal part. I mean, I can play rhythm guitar, I don't like lead, or I don't like solo and stuff, and I can learn harmony and such, but I would love to like finally be in an outfit that's like, not just like, yeah, it's Kate and her songs, but I'd love to play some of my songs in it. But it's cool. Like, I feel like I've definitely, grown as an artist where I just, it's not all about me. I don't ever really feel like it was, but I do feel like I ended up doing more of like, come learn my songs and we'll go play together. But I really want to be, and a lot of the people who play with me have been just so supportive, and they've always wanted to just kind of be like, we got you, we'll support your music, and it's been so wonderful. I'm very grateful to all of those people, and so all of you who have done that, thank you. And if anybody wants to be in a band, call me.
Well, I mean, I think this is interesting. I mean, did that yearning just kind of new kind of thing?
Not really. I just feel like I didn't think I had the chops or the contribution to bring to that as an equal member, and I feel like I do now.
Well, for all the folks out there, Kate Gaffney, more than willing to be an accompanist in any side projects, and it's all serendipity and very divine. So nice to hang with you, and I look forward to future collaborations.
Thank you so much, Jake. It's been fun.
It's the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.